Hey there, and welcome to another deep dive video. And this one is all about the platform that I'm building my business on, which is YouTube. And this is an exciting platform because although it's primarily one media type, videos, its uses are many, not only in top of funnel activities, hosting, but also revenue channels. And so it's kind of positioned itself as a very flexible piece to really any business model. And I encourage almost everybody I talk to have a YouTube channel, regardless of what it is, because it can provide so much value in so many different ways. And for here, this particular approach for me, my pillar, my primary center tent pole, if you will, of my whole platform is YouTube. So I can speak a lot about the different ways that we can use YouTube, but it is going to be, as it is with all of my deep dive videos, talking about the numbers. We're going to talk about who lives on the platform, who's watching the platform, so that you can make the best decision for your business and whether or not you should be on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, that like button. I release videos every week, and that's all I ask. I'm not charging anything. I don't have a program I'm trying to sell. I'm just looking to build my YouTube channel and get this message out here to help you build your business regardless of what your passion is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the presentation. All right, we're going to jump into this overview of YouTube. We're going to cover things like users, age, gender, and geography demographics. We're going to talk about the media, which is just video. That's it. But it's important to understand how that can be used and how we can get creative. We'll talk about engagement. And finally, we'll cap it out with some of my thoughts on YouTube. 2 billion with a B. That is a lot of people. YouTube is leveraged far and wide, and every other media or video hosting platform out there, just the frank numbers of it pale in comparison to the 2 billion monthly active users that are on YouTube. It is actually the number 2 search engine over Google, who also owns YouTube. So everything is owned by Google, is basically what that boils down to. But the fact that you have this sort of reach, it just creates this massive cap to the platform for people to find anything that they might be interested in, especially considering it's the number 2 search engine. So being specific in the words you use in your title and the body and the tags that you attach to your video, all of this supplemental information can really help you get discovered. And it is a critically important discoverability tool for a lot of individuals. So be it you're a Twitch streamer or a podcaster, or you just make tables, YouTube can help you get discovered. It can help with top of funnel activities as well as be the platform itself. And again, we'll talk more about that as we move through this. But knowing there are 2 billion monthly active users on the platform. 90% of 18 to 24-year-olds are use YouTube, 93 of 25 to 30. So you're talking the majority, really, the majority of individuals between 18 and 49 years of age are using YouTube. You're capturing a massive swath of individuals. Even more interesting, it doesn't fall off super hard like a lot of other platforms in the older age groups, because the amount of information that is on YouTube is insane, especially for like anything that you want. Like, I rewired my motorcycle in college watching a YouTube video. I found a guy with the same exact model and task at hand, and he made a YouTube video about how to rewire this motorcycle because I needed to get some lights to work. That's the power of the platform. And so that's why you see it still being applicable to the older generations that normally steer away from technology, because they can go out there and they can find exactly what they're looking for. They want to go work on an old car or build a bookshelf or make a recipe. You can go do that. Somebody's made a video about it. And the beauty of the platform is multiple people have most likely made a video about this, but we all learn different. We all digest information differently. So they might be both trying to build a bookshelf or hang a bookshelf, however you want to say it. But the way one person communicates it is different than the way another person communicates it. And that message might ring truer based on it is. So even though it might feel saturated, YouTube still has an important place in your portfolio, if you will, of creating your business. Next, let's chat about gender. So on YouTube, you can find about 68% of US females are going to be part of those monthly active users. You also find that 78% of US males are on YouTube, which is sort of an interesting statistic. It's still high for both of those. It's just always interesting to me when there's such a big difference, like 10%. But nonetheless, you can find a good majority of US females and males on the YouTube platform. And unfortunately, again, the study did not include non-binary people. Let's talk a little bit about where these people live globally. So we talked a little bit about US population. I don't have many statistics about the global gender difference, but we do have a little bit of insight as to where these people are across the globe. We'll find that 16.3% of those monthly active users are going to be in the US, followed by India and Japan as some of the top three. And this information was actually conducted via this Alexa.com, where you can review the past 30 days. So this was just the past 30 days at the time of filming this. Next, let's talk about this really interesting piece, right? I talked a bit about how YouTube is only for video. And that's really all it is. There is, as you become a bigger creator, you can kind of create these streams and make text posts and things like that. But it really is just about video. You have your video, you have your title, you have your description, which people will oftentimes put a lot of time and effort into those. And the only other real big piece of media is you have your thumbnail. And that's just the little picture that people see when they're scrolling through YouTube. But with it all been about video, it's like, how can it be such a flexible platform? And there's a couple ways, and we'll chat about them as we move through this. But 300 to 500 hours of video are uploaded every single minute. That is an insane amount of video content being uploaded every single minute on the platform. So what does that mean? That means a lot compared to what I was mentioning earlier, where literally the topics can be covered multiple different ways, but you can also get very, very, very specific about what you're looking for, because so many people are uploading, so many people are finding their niche or have a niche. That, like, I restore Jeeps, and specifically I only restore Jeeps from 1960 to 1965. And so they go deep, deep, deep and wide with Jeeps between 1960 and 1965. And you're going to find a whole obsessed community about that, and tons of information. And that's just the beauty of the platform. You can find so much information about any given subject, and it's all going to be in video form. Next, the average user watches over 11 minutes of video each day. So we talked about the 2 billion monthly active users. Each of those monthly active users, they're not just on the platform in and out in 30 seconds. They're staying for 11 minutes each day on average. So that means, many people are going to be staying a lot longer on the platform to watch different types of content, because it's not just about short form or long form content. It's about creating quality content that really covers the message in the video. So people are going to stay for the duration of that video, or long enough to get the information that they need out of that particular video. Each visit includes 6.5 page views. So what is a page view in YouTube? That's simply meaning watching one video, moving to the next video, moving to the next video. It's a different page. You could go from, say, your dashboard page to another video page, or somebody's channel page versus a specific video, those also count as page views. But for the most part, what that's going to mean is that little right-hand column on YouTube, or you're watching your primary video, and then the right-hand column is all about, you may be interested, or what's up next. That driving factor to keep you on the platform and pulling you to multiple videos is what really lends to the discoverability of that platform, because people are really interested in like staying on subject, really, when it comes to YouTube. So I'm coming here, 1961 Jeep, I want to learn how to change the transmission, and over here, oh hey, you might run into this issue on this 1961 Jeep transmission. Okay, yeah, that's the issue I might run into. I want to watch that. So it's just about pulling you into the next page, and this, YouTube is really good at doing that. 5 billion videos are watched each day. It's insane. About 2 billion monthly active users, and 5 billion watched. So that means each person's watching, what, 2.5 videos every single day? So the chance of getting discovered is huge. 31 million YouTube channels. I encourage, let's make that number bigger. Everybody should have a YouTube channel. It's a great way to not only get discovered, but get your message out and show your personality. If you've watched my other YouTube videos, you've probably experienced that, right? You've experienced that a bit of my personality, some of my storytelling capabilities, the way I think about things comes through, and that might help you. Hearing it a different way, hearing it the way I explain it versus maybe somebody else explains it, might click for you. And for the next person, it might not click for them. And that's completely fine. And that's the beauty of the platform. But it can build a little bit of a rapport. It can build a little bit of trust between you, the viewer, and me, the content creator. And that can help go far and wide with whatever platform you're trying to create. So we've covered demographic information. We've covered the sort of media type, which is just all about videos. Now let's talk a little bit about engagement on the platform. So 33% of YouTube videos are in English. So even though, if we looked at that geographic statistic there, it was 16.3% was in the US, followed by Indonesia, followed by Japan in the last 30 days as far as percent of users. And 33% of videos are in English. So you're going to see that kind of follows business trend, if you will, where a large portion of the videos are going to be in English, because that's where most technology and business sort of conversations occur. But what is actually still surprising to me is how low that number is. Right? So that means 67% of those 2 billion, you have the 2 billion monthly active users, but if you go back one slide here, 5 billion videos are watched each day, and 300 to 500 hours of video uploaded every minute. So 67% of that ish is not going to be in English, which is crazy. So if your market is 100% English focused, then great, 33% is still English speaking. But if you have a portion of your business that is non-English speaking, and you're wondering where you can produce or post additional video content, YouTube might be a good fit for that. Not a lot of people think about that. We tend to be very us-centric in the US, and we don't really see the global nature a lot of times of these media platforms. When you start thinking Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all of these different platforms, you don't always think, oh man, this reaches so much further than just the US. And so if you have that multicultural approach to your business or strategy, YouTube's going to be another great way to take advantage of that. Over 70% of YouTube views are on mobile. Anybody probably could have guessed that the majority was on mobile, but knowing that it's about 70% does keep that in mind, right? It makes it a little bit more interesting when you're trying to communicate something in a non-mobile world. So like I'm trying to, give a tutorial on a website. I mean, it might make sense. I could set the phone up and now I'm watching the video and doing whatever I need to do on my computer if I only have a single monitor setup. But that just makes sense. We're a mobile era nowadays, right? Most platforms are being consumed on a mobile device. And we've seen that stat across every platform we've covered so far. Interest is 3x more important than who stars in the video. So remember my Jeep example? I'm looking here, 1961 Jeep transmission. How do I, repair it? And then the next video suggestion is all about issues I might incur with the 1961 Jeep transmission. So it's all about what the message is, not so much who's in the video. Sure, some star power can help, but for the most part, people are there to consume content. And people do build fan bases, right? Think Peter McKinnon. He's known for his product shots and well-edited videos, and he's built a fan base. And people want to come back and see what he's doing and what he's thinking or saying. Much like the people that follow this channel, I want to see what I have to say and I'm thinking and seeing. So you can build followings, but people are there for the content and how does it apply to their particular interest. 70% more YouTube users are engaging with creators and channels, meaning there's more engagement in general, right? Liking videos, subscribing videos, shameless plug, should subscribe. Go ahead, it's down here-ish. Then there's also a little bell thing, hit that, get notified when I post a video every week talking about business realm. Plug aside, 70% more people are investing in that. My snorting little dog here. Just going to make the final edit, apparently. And that means people are going to share that content. They're going to like it. They're going to subscribe to it. And that's going to, again, broaden the horizon and broaden the reach of your message. And relevance to personal interest is 1.6x more important to viewers than production value. So circling back up to that third point and then back down to the fifth point there, you're starting to paint a picture that not only is interest, but content going to be more important than anything else. So really understanding the audience you're trying to reach and what you're trying to touch upon is going to be the most important thing. That's why everybody just says, if you're going to start a YouTube, just start with your phone. Grab your phone, start recording. It's the cheapest, best camera that you're going to be able to get your hands on or already own is just to use your phone. Make a video, get your message out there. If it's something you're passionate about, there's probably other people passionate about it and interested in hearing what you have to say or show them what it is that you're doing. And sure, there's a ton of different ways to like up your cameras and your microphones and all that stuff, which I enjoy, isn't always needed to just start because people want the message. A shaky cell phone camera under the hood of that 61 Jeep showing you how to change the transmission or the issues that you're going to run into is going to be just as valuable as a highly produced how-to tutorial in a lot of people's minds. And this is where you see statistics like this. So this is also an interesting stat I wanted to throw up here. It all has to do with the recommended video. Again, we talked about, hey, we have the primary video if you're on a browser experience, and then you have the recommended videos over on the right-hand side, trying to draw you into another video. What this is breaking it down across age groups. So you see 18 to 29, 30 to 49, 50 to 64, and 65 plus. And it's how often do they follow the recommended. So regularly, you see 10% for 65 plus. On occasion, 65%, and then 25% do not do this. So in majority, the reason I wanted to put this up here is if you take a look at the central swath and bottom, you're capturing 70-ish plus percent of people are going to take that recommended. So again, it's all about discoverability. People are going to start with an initial subject. The second most used search on the internet. I'm going to search how to change the transmission in my 61 Jeep. I don't even have a 61 Jeep. I don't know where this example came from. It literally pulled it out of my head. I'm going to look up 61 Jeep transmission swap, and then I'm going to start looking at these recommended videos, and it's going to continue to pull me into different subjects that I'm interested in. So final thought on YouTube, and this is where we're going to peel into this just a little bit. Keep your business model in mind. YouTube can be used as an income source. Once you've reached a certain number of subscribers, you can monetize the platform, you can get ad revenue from that, and you can even get subscribers that are paying subscribers to your channel. But ad revenue tends to be the big way that most people make money on their YouTube channels. It can be used to get discovered or as well. So it has that discoverability. Remember, we talked about the recommended features on the recommended videos on the right-hand side. It's a lot easier because each and every person is getting pushed to see more and more pages. You saw 6.5 pages per visit, right? So they're moving through to different pages and different portions of the platform. So it increases your chance to get discovered. But also keeping that in mind, do not stretch yourself too thin. If your focus and specialty as a business is I make handcrafted tables, and you don't have the bandwidth, or your business isn't quite mature enough, or you're not comfortable communicating a message right away, don't stretch yourself too thin. Don't push yourself to open a YouTube channel or start a YouTube channel before you're ready. But it can create a lot of opportunity. I encourage most people to consider a YouTube channel, regardless of what it is, even if it's just recording yourself doing what you would normally do, and then leveraging an editor to put that all together, because maybe you don't have the specialty to do that. Then people are going to watch a table be built. People are going to watch calligraphy. People are going to watch, I'm underwater basket weaving, right? People are going to watch that. People are going to find that interesting. And all you did is you showed up and did your craft as you normally did, but you put a camera in the corner and you had somebody edit that nicely and put some music over the top. DRM free. Nobody wants to get slapped with a copyright lawsuit right now. I know that's a big thing too, but nonetheless, you see the point I'm trying to make. And then you grow this YouTube channel simply by posting a video of the stuff that you're already doing. And all of a sudden, not only are you able to potentially take advantage of ad revenue, you are getting discovered. So now brand deals might open up to you, or affiliate deals might open up to you, or people that are just interested in the product that you're making. And now you're extending your reach, maybe outside of your local community, or as far as you're willing to drive or ship a product, is now becoming a world of possibilities, right? As long as you're open to shipping anywhere in the world, you could ship your product anywhere in the world now, because you're getting discovered globally with your platform. But do keep in mind your capacity. I personally had to make some hard decisions about this. I moved away from live streaming because it was stretching me too thin. And videos made more sense for the message that I'm putting out there, because this is meant to be more evergreen content, information that applies for years to come in and around building business. The next piece is, and you saw this trend, content over quality. But quality still matters, right? If audio is terrible, like I can't see anything because it's super shaky screen and I have no idea what you're even trying to show me, that's going to pull you out of the experience. And you also see those that have higher quality videos tend to have more viewers and more subscribers on their channel. And that's just going to happen with time. Like you just take any channel, look at it in its early days, and then look at it where it is today. And if they've been around for a while, the production value is going to increase over time. But what stayed the same is the value of their content, right? They always led with value. They just kind of refined the camera and the audio setup and just made it more streamlined. And you could see that on this channel or my other channel that I had before this. There was even off. I can't believe I did that. I used to do this. I used to stream me playing Game Boy, but I didn't have a streaming device. So I took a webcam and I pointed it at my Game Boy, and you would see my hands. And I did everything I could to make it like fixed, but it was still like a 720p camera with not enough lighting, pointed at a 3DS. And those were some of my hottest views when I was making video game content, because I was focused on how to do things in the game that people were interested in, how I did them. And as you move into that, or move through your career on YouTube, things will obviously get more polished, and it will draw in more and more people. It'll draw in fringe people versus very specific people. So like Peter McKinnon, for instance, his focused content is all about videography, you know, creating product shots. It's all about picture taking and creating these very beautiful media pieces. He mixes in some entertainment, some personality, but the value is always there and led in that product. And you have to keep that in mind when your platform is growing, is that you just start as your bandwidth allows, focus on content, and then quality will come over time. SEO is important to getting discovered. So there is a ton of tools built into YouTube to take advantage of. You're going to want to take advantage of those. You know, good titles, good descriptions, good tagging, good categorization, good thumbnails. There's a lot of like best practices that you can really do to optimize your visibility. But in my opinion, YouTube is not only can it be the center pillar like it is for my platform here, but I think it's great for a lot of top of funnel activities too, because since it's such a great video hosting platform, everybody knows how to use YouTube for the most part. You can share it in other places. So say you're a salesperson selling a product, having interviews with people that manufacture those products or use those products, and you're posting those interviews on your YouTube channel, and then now you're taking those videos and you're sharing them on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, wherever you might share them, your website, they could be embedded right in your website. You're introducing people to you and your product and your service and your personality and what it's like to work with you. So that video content, as you saw through many of my deep dives, was the #1 most engaged type of content. So having good discoverable videos will not only help you get discovered on YouTube itself, but then that ability to use them elsewhere is super important as well, as if you're trying to drive engagement in the digital realm. So obviously something that I'm getting really excited about. Video is the future. I personally like video for very many reasons. Not only is it the live video interactions between people, but it is sharing that video content to drive engagement. But as with most things, do not stretch yourself too thin, and really take a look at your business model and see how this can add value. And if you have questions on your business model and how you might leverage video or any social media platform that I've mentioned in my videos, let me know and I will help you out and give you some ideas. This is one of my favorite parts, is working with people to help them come up with these top of funnel activities or ways that they can build their businesses in the digital realm. And so again, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, that like button. I'm posting videos every week and supporting those with additional content on my Instagram, on my TikTok account. I got TikTok, go check the link. It's all fun stuff. But until next time, take it easy and we'll catch you again.